Brothers and sisters, I ask you to reject the scaremongering, the doom and gloom of the Bitter Together campaign, Project Fear, that tries to tell you you're no big enough, no good enough, no wise enough, no smart enough. We are all those things, but we just have to realise it. This tour that I'm doing is called Hope Over Fear. Nelson Mandela, one of the greatest politicians that ever lived, once said, may your life's choices be guided by hope, not by fear. I'm asking each and every one of you to think in your hearts, in your heads, what type of country is it that you want the Waynes to grow up in? What type of country is it that you want your grandchildren to be born into? I want you to think for a moment, those of you who are more mature in the audience, who've got grandkids, maybe 7, 8, 9 years of age, 10 years from now. 10 years from now, Scotland's voted no. Scotland's voted no, and their grandwains are now 17, 18, 19. They've grown up in a Scotland that's even darker than it is now. They've grown up in a Scotland where the health service has been privatised. Education services now beyond their reach. They can't afford to go to uni. Job opportunities are even worse. Housing shortages even worse. They're asking you, as their granda, can you help them immigrate to somewhere else? Because there's nothing for them in Scotland. And they're going to look at you and they're going to say, Granda, how did you vote? How did you vote in the day of the big referendum? And if you voted no, you're going to realise by then that you made a humongous mistake. You made an enormous error of judgment. You're going to look at that Wayne and you're going to feel awful uncomfortable. And you're going to say, I voted no. And that Wayne's going to look at you with bemusement. Going to stare into your eyes and say, Granda, why? Why did you vote no? And you're going to shift in your feet and you're going to say, I didn't like Alex Salmond. And that Wayne's going to say to you, who? Who? That's how unimportant Alex Salmond is, or any other politician is, to this question, brothers and sisters. You've got the chance here to realise the potential of a sleeping giant. Scotland has the resources. Not only the oil and the gas, by the way, not just the oil and gas in the North Sea, the oil and gas in the West Coast that's been undrilled, where they believe that there's even more there than there is in the North Sea, but they've refused to allow it to be explored and extracted. Why? Because it's in the shipping line of Trident. Well, see, when you get rid of Trident, we don't need to worry about that any longer. But we don't want to invest just in oil and gas. We also want to invest in clean energy production. We've got 25% of the whole of Europe's resources to generate wind, wave and solar power, to develop the turbines, to develop the skills required to harness that, to export it to the world. Scotland will be known not just as a country of peace, but a country of clean energy production as well. That's the potential we've got, brothers and sisters. I'm going to ask each and every one of you to have the courage, to have the vision, to have the wisdom to stand up and be counted on the 18th of September. Don't just vote for your future. Vote for the future of your Waynes and your grandwaynes. And let's allow this country not only to be free, but to become a better nation that invests in its people, that invests in real public services. A country we could all be proud of. Brothers and sisters, stand up and be counted. Vote yes on the 18th of September. Thanks very much.